Hello again and welcome back. My name's Annie and this is my creative detour. Today is Full Deck Challenge Day again and it's ran by Shana from ShanoukiArt. So I've got her link below if you're interested in joining the challenge. It's lots of fun and we're up to card number 27 and the prompt is numbers. So let's get set up and I'll show you what I'm planning for today. Okay, I've pulled out the two of spades. I'm going to be doing a black and white or neutrals with a burst of red. And I've just got some red paint swatch because my constant is paint swatches. And what I'm going to carry over, I'm not sure yet, but it could either be, see this friendship label here from last week? I've pulled out one from the same set and it says hopeful. So I may use that, but I also have a few butterflies. And last week's card, the two friends had butterfly wings on their back. So I've got a couple of butterflies. So I'm not sure yet. I'll wait and see what the card turns out like, and then I'll carry one of those things over. Okay, I'll pop that to the side. And I've just pulled out quite a few bits and pieces. I haven't planned it all. I've got a direction, but I haven't got it all set in stone. So you can see that I have quite a few little labels and things. So we'll pop them to the side. I've got a couple of numbers and my number is number 28. I have a few 28s. I've got a large 2 and a smaller 8. Got these 28s and I've got this gold 8 that I think I'd like to use the back of it, and I've pulled out, that's why I've pulled out the number 2, because I'm going to actually pop the 2 in the background, poking through the hole of this. Let's see where it takes us. I'm going to layer up some of these images and I also want to use the paint swatch. Okay, I think I'll start by just doing the back of the card. I'm going to put a red stripe on the back. I just have some pattern paper. Okay, let's stamp it with today's date, and it's the 11th of July today. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to glue on a section of this paper. I just tore this page out of a book and it has a nice image of an old window with some painted wrought iron window protectors on it. And number 8 is going to go on here. So we probably just want to cut out a little bit more. I don't want that showing. Okay, let's glue that down. And I'm just going to put some glue stick and a little bit of art glitter glue on my card, and I'm avoiding the 2. And I'm not going to worry about the spade, I don't think, today. I'm just going to worry about the 2. So what I'll do is I'll chop off a chunk. Let's chop off about this much. And we'll put a mark where we need to do our punch. Yes, that's good. I'm going to put some glue on my number 8 and glue it down, but I'm going to put a little bit of ink on it first. Just a bit of black soot just around the edge. Okay, I'm just going to position that so that we're seeing the 2 peeking through the number 8. Okay, so I've glued the 8 to my paint swatch and I've just trimmed it down because I didn't want it too dominant, the paint swatch. I wanted it to be in the background. I'm going to actually let that hang off the side of the card, and I'm going to trim it down so that the 8 has been cropped. I have a phone number here that I pulled out of the book, the same book as what the photo is from, of the window image. And I'm just going to tuck that under just so that it's got some more numbers on it, because the prompt is numbers. So I want to tuck that in so that you can see that they're numbers, but you're not really looking at all of the number. I'm just layering at the moment. I'm not sure where this is heading. I just want to layer enough content on so that it's got a little bit of personality. So we'll put a very small strip glue and position our 8 in the right spot. Up there, I think. Okay, I'm happy with that. So that'll all sit there, and we've got 28. And like I said, I'm not going to worry about the spade on this card. I've pulled out an image of some red geraniums, and I'm going to pop that on there. You might be thinking to yourself, Annie, what's so important about 28? The number 28 is my favourite number because it's our wedding anniversary date. We got married on the 28th of the month. My husband and I, we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. We celebrate anniversaries. We also celebrate once a month, the 28th of every month. We call it our luniversary, and we've called it that from the very beginning because lunar being the monthly cycle of the moon. So the 28th of every month, we do something special. We have a date night. So we don't really need to do Valentine's Day because, when you're doing something every month, once a year seems a little bit underdone, really, to us. So that's why I like the 28th. So we are 437 luniversaries in. So for those of you that know maths, then you'll know how long I've been married. But we've had 437 luniversaries, and you can calculate how many years that is. So I'm going to put a few other 28s on around the card, but let's get some of these things glued down. I think I'm ready to glue this one on. So there you go. That's why I've picked the 28th. I know that it is week 27 of our challenge, but it's a shame that it didn't land on the 28th, isn't it? Doing the number 28. So it's a little bit of an obscure number for it to be somebody's favourite number. Every month, we don't do anything too radical, but we just make sure that we acknowledge each other, and we usually go out and go on a little small date somewhere, and we might go out for dinner, or we might go for a drive somewhere if it falls on a weekend, or I might cook a extra special dinner. I might go and buy, some oysters or prawns or something that we don't normally have in our normal dinners, and cook a nice extra special dinner. We might go to the movies or, date night. Sometimes we go to Bunnings. We both love going to Bunnings. And Bunnings in Australia is like Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. And we love wandering around Bunnings, having a bit of a look. And then we might go out for coffee and cake or something afterwards. Now I'm going to be brave. I'm not going to look. I'm just going to cut this 8 off because I like the idea of it going off the card. So hopefully when I turn it over, it actually looks pretty good. Yes, it does. Yes, the story continues. Now, the images on here, they are from Italy. You can kind of see that it has a little bit of an Italian feel to it. Again, I'm on to my favourite topic of travel. This just reminded me of when we were in Italy, and also when I was in Greece, in Santorini, of wandering around and seeing all of the red geraniums in pots outside of people's front doors or outside of their windows in window boxes. They would have these covers on their windows, and I'm pretending that this belongs to somebody's house. Let's say the Mediterranean. Let's not limit it to one particular country. But you know how you walk around those very, very narrow streets almost like little alleys, almost like little lanes. People have painted their front door with a very bright colour. Then they have a few pot plants out the front. There's another two on there. That's good. I should go around that with my marker before I glue my 8 on, which I'll do that. Their houses are painted like either a white or a very stark neutral colour, and then they have a bright front door or bright paint on their window frame, sometimes greens or blues or, different colours. Then they have these beautiful pots of geraniums. Okay, I'm liking that. Oh, I quite like that butterfly off the top there. Let's just try a few bits and pieces. I like the circle here because it just balances out, brings that circle back over this side, and a little bit of white brings a little bit more white over this side, so I like that. So our carryover item is going to be this butterfly, and I'm going to put a few white splatters on it, and I'm also going to put our 28 here on the back, and I'm going to put an island in it, and we'll come back and have a look. Okay, I have put on the eyelet and the butterfly, and I just pulled out this sentiment from Tim Holt's Small Talk, and it says, collect beautiful moments. And for me, this was a beautiful moment, wandering around these really small alleyways or laneways and looking at people's houses and just getting a little bit of insight into their life. Those small things that you do when you're traveling, that sometimes that you remember the most or you enjoy more than what you expected. That's what this card's about. Some of my favorite things. So collecting beautiful moments, traveling, the Mediterranean, and the number 28. How's that? So let's put a little bit of scratchy line around this. Lovely. All right, let's clear the decks and I'll show you the card. Okay, here's our card. The prompt was number, and I've used quite a few numbers. I have used the 2 of spades in here, and then a number 8, and then a 2 down here on a like a washi sticker, and another number 8. Now those 2 8s and the number 2, they were from Uniquely Creative, some of their ephemera. And then I've used a Tim Holtz Collect Beautiful Moments, put a few images of the Mediterranean in the background with a few other numbers, and there we go. There's our little card reminding us of doing things that you love doing and collecting those moments that are special to you. And for me, quite a lot of those have to do with my family, especially my husband. So the 28th is our anniversary or lunarversary day each month, and traveling and seeing new things. So as you can see, I've carried over a butterfly from last week's card, and I've put a red paint swatch in there. So let's add this card to our family. There we go, there's card number 27. Okay, thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below of what your favourite country is in the Mediterranean. I'd love to know what some other people's favourite countries are. And I will see you all very soon with a few other projects that I've got planned. So thanks again for watching, and bye for now.